welcome Richa and Cherie up to the stage, please. Thank you.
I'll be right there, okay? Perfect. And I hope everyone can hear me. This is working. Cherie,
Yeah.
we need you up here.
Well,
This is our time.
oh, but I'm like doing that chat GPT. I heard that we were supposed to be speaking.
Chat GPT?
Yeah,
We're not
so
chatbots here.
I'm so glad because I've been busy. I've been in meetings all day, and now we don't even have to prepare for the session.
Exactly, but we have to really ease our participants here. We are very much human. We are not your chatbots, and no, we didn't prepare this presentation on ChatGPT, as awesome as that might be, right? And we are here to have that conversation with you. And we are here because we are human, right?
Yes.
How do we prove that now, Cherie?
Yes, we are human. So, by the way, thank you for that great introduction. I guess there was just a lot of content, right, in ChatGPT, because I've been doing this for a really long time. But my name is Cherie Aplin. Again, I have the honor and privilege of running leadership development for Edwards Lifesciences. I have the best job in the world. Sorry, guys. I have to admit, we have fun every day. I would like to think of Edwards as a mini universe. We have 19,000 employees globally. Can you hear me okay? I just felt like I got louder. Yeah? Am I too loud or? You want me to talk louder? All right, I will. Thank you. Okay. I love that you're interacting with me, so that makes me happy. So anyway, what was I talking about?
About all your experience and
yeah.
what we do at Edwards.
Yeah, so we have a mini universe, a mini world of 19,000 employees across the globe. And so I feel like it's fun because we spend a lot of time innovating. And with this whole AI thing, this is, again, been many, many discussions we've been talking about, especially around generative AI right now. And so I feel like we have this little universe we can experiment with. One other thing, being a human, I am a mother. I have 4 kids. I am a wife. I love pickleball. Anybody here like pickleball? Remember, I'm human. Good. We'll talk later. And what else? I love to travel, and I love just exploring different cultures. So I'm so happy to be here, and I know we're between you and cocktails, right? So we need you to interact with us, or we are not going to let you out. All right, Richa, go ahead.
Thanks, Cherie. And I'm Richa Mukherjee. As there was a long introduction, so I'm not going to repeat, but I pretty much built my career ground up within HR. But something that I realized as I was going through the profile and looking at how I want to introduce myself in the context of AI and everybody thinking the jobs are going away, I have never been in a job that existed before. So throughout my career and even at Edwards Lifesciences, I never came into a role that existed before I took the role, right? So that is something that is going on. I think it's a trend. Every time technology changes, business changes, concept changes, it happens. It happens in learning and development as well. And as Cherie said, we are humans. And what makes me human is my wonderful son. He's a teenager and a sophomore in high school. My wonderful love of my life, my husband, who enables whatever I do and is such a strong support system and an amazing, amazing person. And of course, I have my parents, my family, my golden retriever, everything that makes me
really
human.
Cute golden retriever.
Exactly, the best golden retriever ever. And those are the things that make us human. And we are here to talk about what it means to be that human-centered leader, Cherie, right?
Yep.
So let's talk about it. What are your thoughts on AI?
Yeah, so I know everyone's afraid about their jobs, right? Everybody thinks their jobs are going to change. And they are, right? Like as Richa mentioned, jobs are always changing every day. So that's really nothing new. What I'm really excited about is my job is going to change for the better. My job is going to change because a lot of the things that I hate doing, like Excel spreadsheets, okay, and some of those other types of administrative tasks, I want to automate that. I want to figure out a way to get that off my plate so that leaves me free to do the things I love to do, which is creative problem solving or really solving complex problems, right? Going deep on decision making. So what I'm really excited about is how is that going to shape the leaders of the future, right? How we're going to go really deep. We're going to have an opportunity to really be even more impactful than we've ever been before. So I think from a few thoughts I wanted to share, that's some of my thoughts. But again, you guys probably have a lot of thoughts because you've been here, it sounds like most of the day, right? And your head is probably spinning. So what I'd like to do next, and I don't know if it's going to work. It doesn't look like it is, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, darn. My artificial intelligence is not going to work. I was going to do a Slido with you guys. But okay, so let's just say that if you could only think of one word about your day and around artificial intelligence, let's just hear from a few of you. I understand there's drink tickets, so maybe you'll get an extra one. What is the first word you would think about? If you could just say one word of today around artificial intelligence, what one word pops up in your mind? Yes?
Yes.
Accuracy? Awesome. Okay. Transformational. That's a big one.
Sure do it.
What's that?
Terminator. We're all thinking Skynet.
Automation.
What else?
Jump rate.
Generative. Yes.
Luxury.
Productivity.
Unreliable.
Unreliable.
Very interesting.
That.
Unreliable. Okay. Yes. Yes. Predictive. Very good. All right. Yes.
Artificial.
Artificial. Artificial. Very good.
That's a great segue. It is, after all, artificial, right? And it is very, very important to know where we are headed in the next 5 years. And AI is all of that, whatever you said and so much more, right? So when we look into our next 5 years, what is it that's going to happen? And you've been hearing a little bit about it. And what is it that you can do about it? So imagine a world where AI enables you to mind read. So AI is reading your thoughts. AI is creating reports without you ever using a keyboard. You are able to play your favorite video games without using a controller, without using any remote. You are going to these smart markets, right, that know your preferences, what you're going to shop, how do you really utilize your grocery and inform you in real time. You are actually in an augmented reality world where a 3D map is overlaying in order to drive some of your day-to-day tasks. And finally, you are in that amazing world of medtech where suddenly technology is enabling a blind person to see for the first time in their life, someone who doesn't have a limb, to get a limb, and so on and so forth. And we are doing that in Edwards Lifesciences as well.
Yeah, so again, Edwards Lifesciences is focused on med device, and right now what they're working on is, it's called a hemisphere monitor. And so if somebody is in the ICU with potential problems with their heart, it predicts whether or not that person could potentially end up having a heart attack. So it's really amazing. Again, at Edwards, we invest over 20% into R&D. So again, I know you're all a bunch of entrepreneurs. I like to think we are as well, although we're a very big corporation. So some pretty exciting things. And that's just one.
This is just few examples. And guess what? This is not 5 years down the line. The technology exists today as we are speaking, and maybe there's more happening right now as we are doing this keynote. And we just don't know about it, and it hasn't come to us in a commercialized way, just like ChatGPT has really taken over our world in a more commercial, open AI kind of a way. So what does this mechanized future powered by AI look like, right? If I were to summarize some of the key trends here, and I'm sure there are many, many more, it is about the interface, so your Siri, your Alexa of the world, your Google Assistant. I'm sure some of you who have iPhones, the Siri is like on already, because I just said it. Mind-reading softwares that are getting developed, so that's a huge market that's going to come up in a big way. Bioenhancements, which makes me personally very excited for AI to be used for good, for healthcare. 3D printing, not just objects, but organs. That would be amazing. And one of the trends that's coming up in a big way, thanks to the new generation, is sustainability, and how sustainability efforts of the future and of now are being powered by AI. And finally, the robots, the Skynet of the world,
The
right? That's
Terminator.
out there
The
to get you.
Terminators, yes, yes.
Exactly. So, and I'm sure there's even more, but this to me are some of the key categories of what an AI mechanized future looks like, right? So let's look at, we are not here to talk about AI. We are
Yeah.
not AI experts.
You
We are
guys are
technical
for it.
experts. We are leadership development experts. So let's talk about what does it mean in that world and what does it mean for the leaders of the future. So first off, let's stop saying AI because this is a very evolved set of audience. So it's not just artificial intelligence. I want to explore with you 3 different terms, right? We call it artificial narrow intelligence, ANI. Everybody knows what's AGI? Shout out.
Yeah, balance.
They've been paying attention.
Artificial general intelligence, yes. And what is ASI?
You're very clever.
Artificial superintelligence.
Very good.
Skynet. No, I'm just kidding. Right. Right. So those are the 3 big categories if I were to look at artificial intelligence. And I think we have made tremendous progress as a society, as the scientist community and expert community on artificial narrow intelligence. And what we mean by that, I hope everybody gets it already, is that you're focusing on specific tasks. And that has been happening a long time ago, right? 20 years, more than 20 years ago, the supercomputer defeated a human being or the best chess player in the world in the game of chess. So that's a good example, and that is really improving, and it has improved tremendously over this whole period of time. But here is a graphic for you, which I found really, really interesting, that as time is passing, AI is really evolving, and it is getting to that artificial general intelligence. We are still far away from that. Some experts will tell you it's 5 years down the line. Others would say it's 10, 15, 20. Your guess is as good as mine when that is going to happen. But when that happens, we'll have this trio of opportunity: your power, your data, and your intelligence. Because right now we have a lot of power. My husband was telling me that quantum computing makes it easier for these computers and systems to do things in microseconds, what we will take years to do, right?
Crazy.
Just this year alone, we created enough data that is surpassing 5,000 years plus of data, right? So we are creating a lot of data, but as a human race, we analyzed only 0.5% of all the data that we created this year. So data and power is not the showstopper to get to AGI. What is a showstopper is that intelligence piece of it that we are still trying to achieve. And once we achieve it, we will get to that stage where you're thinking, okay, this is almost feeling like a human being. So you're not thinking, oh, this is just doing some funny monkey tricks anymore. This can actually think like a human being, maybe not the most intelligent human being, but can think like a human. And then the next day, it gets the IQ of Einstein. And the next day, you're not even talking 165, 175 IQ. You're talking about 12,000, 13,000 IQ. And I can't even imagine what that means for us. So that's your ASI. And I think, and I hope that is still far away from us. What do you think, Cherie?
Okay, that would be a really smart person, right?
I don't even know if we call them a person or a god.
Yes, right. So, no, I think this also sounds really interesting. And I also like to think that just because you're really, really smart doesn't necessarily mean that you know how to have good judgment or how to maybe take content and create something new. So again, I think for where I see things, I look at people, whole people, as so much more than just how smart they are, right? That we really need people that have a human-centered approach because we all work with other people, right? Right? So we were all walking around being super, super smart. That's great, but does that really create synergy to make this world great? It's the people, it's the humans, it's what we bring to the table that make it really, really unique and innovative and impactful because we care. AI, guess what? It doesn't care. Okay? Got that? AI does not care. We care. And that's something I really want to make sure that when we talk about leadership, that's a human element. That's about caring. And that's what we teach about leadership. How, and that's not easy to teach, right? But again, that's the human qualities that we are looking to hopefully expand upon and upskill and make sure people really get that. All right.
So
can go
who
on
is a
on.
leader here?
Yeah, who are leaders? Anybody
Who
raise
are
their hand?
leaders? Raise your hand if you're a leader.
Be proud.
I see very few hands, Cherie.
Huh, that's
Very
interesting.
interesting. Everybody raise
All right,
your hands.
who's a leader here in this room, people? Remember, you
All
want
of
to go to the
you.
party.
Everybody, even my student participants here, raise your hand.
Students, you're all leaders. Everyone's a leader.
So can we see all your hands raised?
We're all leaders,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Right.
because all of you are the leaders. Don't think that leadership is something remote and you will get to it, because no, we are all leaders. Because either we are leading ourselves, or we are getting into new projects, we are leading small teams, we are young entrepreneurs, first-time entrepreneurs, or we are established leaders who have been there, seen it. So you are in different career stages of leadership, but all of you are leaders. And you're all definitely leaders of the future.
Yeah. So we're really working at democratizing the term leadership, because I think the kind of the traditional way to think of leadership is that if you're a people leader of a team, right? That would be a common thing, and people would say, well, I'm not a leader, you know. I'll go talk to my leader. But the world is getting flatter, and leaders and people leadership is getting flatter, and a lot of companies are going broader, right? So that means people are stepping up in leadership in all different ways. So guess what? Those things we used to call soft skills, what do we think we call them now? Anybody know?
Necessary.
Necessary is a great word.
I love
I
it.
was thinking of hard skills.
But we'll
Again.
take necessary.
But necessary I like even better. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're pretty passionate about this stuff,
Okay.
guys, so yeah. All right,
Perfect.
so at Edwards again, so if we're thinking about leadership, what we need to do is upskill our leaders, which is everyone's a leader, in basically soft skills. So when you think of soft skills, what are those? What are soft skills to you? Empathy. Okay, great. Empathy, number one. What else are we talking about? What was that?
Organizing.
Organizing, okay, organizing information. Communication. Communication's a big bucket. It has many skills, right? So in a lot of things we're talking about, not only is it like communication, but when you think about communication broken into multiple skills, there's a lot there. There's a lot to unpack. Yes? We're going to talk about
that's
that.
a good one.
It's one of my favorites. We'll talk about that. Great, great. So everybody's on the same page, I think, that we've all decided that, you know, AI is not going to take over the world, and we still need humans. And the most important part of leadership is everyone's a leader, and we need to get better at being more human while we're designing these things, guys.
And that's the reason why we will talk a little bit more about what does this leader of the future look like. And with all these technological advancements, AI included, what does it mean for you to be the leader of the future? And the way we are going to summarize what we share today is in the terms of the hand, the head, and the heart, right? So Cherie, let's talk a little bit about the hand. What does that denote to us?
All right, so think of the hand as outcomes, as process, as somebody said, automation, right? We have opportunity to take mundane tasks and move them into some type of an AI solution so that, again, it will help drive outcomes. And it also will will make it feel like it's very individualized to a person, but again, it's just driving outcomes. So we talk about the experience, the flow of work, meeting people in the flow of work. So again, we can leverage AI and this type of technology to really produce better outcomes quicker and faster through process, through a customer experience, through an employee experience, right? Also, again, at Edwards, we're really working hard on upskilling what it means to be data literate. In fact, we are looking at developing people much differently now than we ever have, because the appetite of the way people like to be developed isn't just to go to a traditional training class anymore, right? There's so many options now and so many ways we can push out learning. So again, it's getting pretty creative and pretty fun, I have to say. Any thoughts on this, Richa?
No, I think you said it all. And as you were discussing, all these tools and all these wonderful algorithms and softwares and technologies that are coming up already and existing already would take away a lot of the execution, the boring parts of our jobs, the administrative, the organizing of it all. These would be automated, and whatever cannot be automated, maybe we don't even need them, so it might be even eliminated. Or you will be able to delegate to an AI assistant who is now calling on your behalf to set your hair salon appointment, right? Have you seen that fun video? It's a great one to watch, and Google Assistant is doing that. So those kind of tasks are your hand tasks, right? All your execution tasks that are just going away, which creates more space for the head. But because you heard so much about generative AI and AGI becoming that reality in the future, and even now, a lot of things like ChatGPT, OpenAI, I think they have the secret project that I hear, Q-Star. You might know more than I do, but there are so many more that are coming into that headspace, which humans, as knowledge economy workers, really felt proud about saying, I add value because I'm smarter than any AI system. I am the one making the decisions. I'm the one with the insights. That's not going to be true for a long time, because AI, with its power, with its data analytics and the way it is processing data faster, can really help you even in that headspace. Where it doesn't really step in is making decisions on ethics. What is right, what is wrong? AI might think killing a few people for the benefit of the entire humanity, think Thanos, might be a good idea, but it would need a leader who has moral high ground, you Avengers, to really make that decision and say, hey, that is probably based on analytics, but that is not the right thing to do, because that's not the moral way of going about it and solving a problem. So that's where the differentiation comes between what does it mean to be that leader of the future and what role you would be playing in the headspace where AI is suddenly now able to help with a lot of decision making, with a lot of data, summarizing, giving you wonderful analytics. You will still need a doctor at the end to make that decision whether we increase the fluid flow or not, even if your hemisphere is giving that data to you. You still need that human at the end of the food chain to make the final decision and watch for governance. Cherie?
That's a good point. You know, you've got the predictive analytics, but what do you do about the predictive analytics, right? So this is where we get to my favorite part, which is the heart, right? So we talked about the hand, we talked about the head, and now we're talking about the heart. And what's really interesting is this is popping up in many places, not just because of the technology, guys. We just came out of a pandemic, right? Everybody was there, right? All right. And after everyone came out of that pandemic, and we're growing, and we're globalizing, and our technology is increasing at the speed of light, our leaders, their heads are spinning. Their heads are spinning. They're like, what was working before the pandemic even isn't working anymore. They came back to the world of work and said, everything's changed. And nobody's really listening to me anymore. And what you're finding is low unemployment. You're finding quiet quitting, we call it. Did anybody hear that term, quiet quitting? People are just checking out. They're tired. They're exhausted. They don't want to be treated like a widget. They don't want to be treated like a robot. So with our people, what we're really trying to help them to understand, it's their responsibility to show that they care about the people that work at our organization. And the more that we can focus on what we call the how we show up, the results happens. The results happen. So we used to be maybe more focused on results. We maybe had to spend more time focused on results. The results are still big. They're still strong. We still have lofty goals. But how we get our goals, how we achieve those goals, is not going to come from one person. It's not going to come from one technology. It's going to be coming from our heart, our hand or head, but the heart. Because at the heart is where we talk about empathy. That's where we talk about judgment. That's where we really drive moral character. We create that high-touch moment. I don't care how introverted you might be, you still need to be socializing with human beings. Yep. We know that for a fact, right? Yep. So again, this idea around human-centered leadership, we're starting to design programs around it, and we don't have all the answers. This is new research really in the world of leadership. Now, I will argue that I've been teaching this forever, right? I've always kind of focused on the people side of the house. That just comes naturally to me. But I work with a bunch of surgeons, I work with cardiologists, I work with a highly technical group of people, and this does not come easy to them, and they're struggling, but they also want to get those great results because they want to save our patients, and they want to have the best possible innovative solutions in the world. So at Edwards, life is now, right? Because we're creating heart valves. See how perfect this is? We create heart valves, right? And I'm all about the heart. Makes perfect sense, right? So we're looking at, yeah, okay, let's leverage data, but let's make sure that we have human connection. We have human touch. Where it makes sense. It doesn't have to be everywhere, but people have to feel like people care about them. So again, we're talking about the hand, the head, and the heart. I've been going on, haven't I?
Yeah. No, and all rightly so, right? We are all about the heart. That's what we are really here to talk about human-centered leadership, because guess what? What got us here won't get us there. So if we want to get into the future, we need to have this new mindset saying, yes, let's leverage technology. Let's be excited about it. Let's be positive about it, because technology would free up that time that we need, not to hide behind our computer systems, but to really go out there. Like you are here today, networking with each other, talking to each other, having a real conversation.
Your guys are connecting. You're being
You
human.
are connecting and having a real conversation. Believe it or not, we would have to teach this generation of kids that we are seeing come up now to have real conversations in the real world. Because all of this augmented reality, all of the virtual world, the virtual gaming world is so addictive that we have forgotten to have real conversations. We love text.
I don't know what you're talking about. I
I
get up
know,
here with
you
my
love
phone.
text more than actually picking up the call. I would let it go and hit the voicemail and then decide whether I really want to talk to this person, right? So we have to change that in the future.
Voice note. We do voice notes.
We do voice notes, I know. Voice chats and voice notes and more, right? So we can now in the future maybe just think about it and send that text to someone, right? So when technology becomes that pervasive, how do we really listen to our heart and remember what makes us human? Because humans don't survive on being alone. You know, being alone doesn't make us human. Living in societies, gravitating towards others is what really makes us human.
I have an example. So the other night I was at dinner, and I was with a nurse educator, and she really wants to retire, right? She's really ready to retire. She's tired, she's burnt out, but her boss is like, no, you can't leave because there's a shortage right now in the medical profession, right? Everybody knows there's a huge shortage. A lot of doctors, a lot of clinicians, nurses have just walked out, right? And we're struggling. But what she said is, I have to stay because these young nursing students who just graduated from nursing school that are so coveted right now, I need to help educate them on how to actually interact with a patient. She said that there was an example where they have pads, they go in and they have to ask questions of the patient, and they don't know. What they do is they take their pads and they put it right in front of the patient's laying there, they could even be in pain, and they just start asking questions without ever looking at that patient. They are so disconnected from each other, it's scary, right? Everybody agree? Does that, okay, I think I got to
I
your
see
heart.
that.
Yeah.
I know. So everybody with us, that heart is required. So can we get a big yes? We are going to lead with the heart.
Yes. We're changing the world.
Okay. Exactly. Okay. So that's a good segue into our next activity. Let's get you talking.
About it. Yeah, okay, we've been yapping away here, and so we want to imagine, We want to do a little activity with you guys right now, kind of warm you up. Think about, like we call it our imagination exercise, and we want to do some vision work. You guys are entrepreneurs, so let's do some vision work together. So do something really impactful with yourself, with your business, with anything you want, okay? Anything you want. I'd like you to kind of work in your table groups or turn to the partner next to you and just start saying, what would you do with 1 hour? 1 hour of uninterrupted, amazing free time. What would you do? So this is your time. We'll give you a few minutes to enjoy this moment.
Get discussing, guys. Let's talk.
I need some water. I'm gonna go grab water.
Well, so if one of I say your team has believed I mentioned.
You can move into one of the groups, the other teams. If you're sitting by yourself, guys, remember what we said? Let's connect and communicate.
Human connection.
Are you going to start dark?
Pardon?
When AI space, but we are now exploring stuff, deep mind, and AI managing robots.
Yes.
I'd love to talk to you later, but
Yes.
how do I reach you later?
You can always get it through the organization. So yes, and they'll have the deck. We'll make sure.
My name is
Cherie Aplin.
just came in.
Great. Then we'll talk. So trick, we're right on time, right? We're 2 minutes left, right? So how are you doing? Good.
Seconds to wrap up your conversations, and then we will debrief starting from this part of the room. So if we can have some microphones in this part
Right over here
for
first.
people to share.
We are going to inspire each other.
Yeah, we want everybody to be inspired and hear from each other. First, we cannot get you talking. Now we cannot stop you from talking.
I love it.
That's the
I love
power
it.
of talk, right?
Yeah.
Once
Not a
you
boring
get into
crowd.
it, you love it.
Abhi has the best answer. Oh, of course, Abhi. Show off.
Avi's a big show off
He's
here.
such a show off.
All right. Come back to us. Come from this
Attention.
wonderful world of utopia. The power of
The
conversation,
imagination.
you guys.
Yep, there we go.
Oh, there you go. So we'll start. We want to listen to each other as well, right? So yes, you had a great discussion in your table groups. Now let's give it a little bit of thought to our tables here, who are going to share some of the big thoughts that emerged on your table on this topic. So who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Yay.
Thought about it. I think my biggest challenge is getting organized. Just so much floating in the mind and on my desk that perhaps I'll spend that extra hour getting organized.
Declutter.
Yeah, thank you.
Declutter. Awesome.
All right. Who's next?
You guys.
We'll
get to
come to him. We're not going to leave him. Yes.
Hi. I would say being present in real life. When I was asked the question about the hour of free time, I mean, I am 23, so my answer was like, oh, I'm going to sit on my phone.
See?
So, yeah, I definitely want to reconnect with my surroundings and people.
Yeah. Get out in nature. That's a good one. Without
That's
your
a
phone.
great objective to have, is to reconnect with people around you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think personally for me, if I had 1 hour of free time, like I'm talking like uninterrupted free time, I think I'd probably spend it with the time with the people who matter. You know, it's like uninterrupted.
Yeah.
Because I feel like nowadays, as for us like college students, we're busy, we have to commute, maybe we need to like do all this type of work, maybe fit in like that 1 hour gym session. That's like, you know, sometimes you just really don't have enough time for yourself and other people.
Yeah.
So probably
love
that. Probably that.
Love that.
Love that.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you
Who's
for
next?
sharing.
Which table do we go to next?
Maybe we should come in the middle.
Yeah, let's
I,
come to the middle, guys.
I have a feeling.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, maybe
we're
over there.
strapped for
Maybe-
time.
oh, yeah. We might not get to all the tables.
Yeah, this is
One
Yeah.
more.
Do we have the microphone?
This is golden.
This is our most eager table here.
yeah.
Golden.
Hello. I for sure would meditate because I do meditate every day, but I feel like it's not enough meditation. Usually 30 to 40 minutes, and I don't feel that that's enough time. I love having time to myself, so meditation is where I would definitely do because that rejuvenates me.
Wonderful.
Love that.
Can we hear from this table next? Yeah, pass it on to the table up front.
Yeah, sorry, we've
we
got
want
a-
to hear from every table, you guys, so let's keep it moving.
Pass
Yeah,
the potato.
choose
Pass the
your
potato.
table volunteer.
Our answer was go to sleep.
Ooh,
Go to sleep.
catch up on the Z's. There you go, that's a good one.
Sleep is really important for rejuvenation. Yes.
From this table.
They're arguing.
You know, I wanted to say meditation, but somebody already said that, so I'm going to change my answer now. I'm thinking if I have 1 hour interrupted, because I'm a workaholic, I get up very early and, you know, my mind is going, wandering off all the time. So I'm thinking like put a good music on and go for a nature walk.
Love that.
Not that.
Aren't we starting to feel a lot better right now?
Yeah. Come on, Albie. What are you going to do
Abby's-
with that 1 hour? Say
Okay,
something
Abby.
nice.
Diplomatic answer and second the real answer.
Okay, Abby.
Well, actually, I don't need intelligence, whether it's natural or artificial, to answer this. Given an hour of uninterrupted time, I would learn new recipes and make dinner for my wife.
Good answer. Good
Very good
answer.
answer.
Now I get it. Now I get it.
Okay.
He knows he.
Yeah.
The secret is out now.
All right, Abby. I'll be calling tomorrow to see how it's going.
My 60 minutes I'm going to break in 2 parts. 30 minutes I'm going to play with my dog. And another 30 minutes I'm going to look at my bank statements. And just
Think
see
more
where is
strategically.
plus and where is minus. Can I reduce the minus, increase the plus? That's it.
Yeah, I love it.
More
I love
introspection in every single way. So who's going next over here?
We probably just have time for a few
Yeah,
more.
we just have time for a few more,
Well,
so
we're
let's
gonna
give
stay
it moving.
around for a little bit, so if we don't get to you,
Okay,
don't feel
my
bad.
take
Yeah.
is sleep meditation.
Sleep
Sleep
meditation. We're getting some
meditation.
theme here.
I'm just do this for my own self, so I can kind of
Yeah.
figure out what to do.
But I'm loving the human-centered theme.
Yeah.
So our table, we would write a book and we would spend time with our kids,
Wow. That's so cool.
That'd be so great.
telling them about
Yeah.
AI.
Yeah.
Back there, yes?
How about we do a couple more?
I've been celebrating my husband for 30 years that I've been married to him. I'll continue celebrating him forever. But presently, my mind is thinking of how do I get a meeting with Edwards Science? Perhaps you beautiful women can come up and tell me that later. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
That's so sweet. Thank you.
Wonderful. So a couple more to go. One or two
we
more
only have
from
5
here.
more minutes, so we have to talk.
Yeah.
So our table, how to completely switch off from your day-to-day work, traffic, and like a light switch, completely switch off, and then not necessarily meditate, but no involuntary thoughts of any kind,
So complete switch off for an hour.
Switch off.
Switch off. Yes.
That'd be amazing.
Perfect. One last.
One
Yes.
last one.
Yeah, all good ones have been taken, but I have a better one.
You can vote for them.
Yeah, no, I won't vote for that.
It's gonna be innovative.
I will practice my golf swing.
Nice. Golf, yes.
Play more golf. All right.
That is wonderful. Thank you everyone for sharing.
And look
I
at
love-
Gaurav's bank
Yeah, we can't
statement.
get you to stop thinking about this 1
we
hour.
can't get you to stop talking anymore, right?
All right,
The power
let's-
of talking.
We're going to keep going real quick because
Yeah.
it looks like we don't have I know you guys want to get out there and go have fun. And I know not that we're not having a great time right now because you guys have got me in such a great mood. So AI and HR, really quick, let's go back to like business here. So AI, we are a people business, right? So in HR, we're all about the people. Like if we create the right environment for the people, the business gets done, right? So the idea of AI right now is super exciting. We're talking a lot about it. It starts at the enterprise level where we're talking about looking at our processes, automation, different ways we can start taking those mundane tasks out of people's hands so that they can do more fun, creative, innovative work. Again, we talked about ethics. We talk a lot about ethics and how we want to make good choices and good decisions around the data and around the content. And so we look at bias and we look at the different voices because Edwards is a compilation of a global population. So think about all of the amazing perspectives that we have. So the content that we create can have one voice. It has to have differences, and those are important from a DI and B perspective because people want to feel listened to and heard, and they bring their whole selves to work now.
Mm-hmm.
And again, with leadership in general, it's the kind of environment that we're creating that really shows and demonstrates that we care about each individual employee that makes them want to show up and do their best work. They get to go to work. They don't have to go to work.
Yeah.
All right?
I cannot agree more with you, Cherie, on this one because guess what? What you did just now is exactly our hope within HR because human resources, Cherie said, it's a people success function. We are successful if you're successful. We are successful if you believe that you are the leader, no matter which career stage that you are, where you're starting, even if you're a student, even if you are starting new in your career. If we can make you believe in yourself, and really strive for that excellence enabled by technology, that's how we are really seeing the implication within human resources.
Yep.
So we are leaving you with a lot more questions than answers, right?
Yep.
And that was the intention.
Creative thinking.
Yeah, and not to really answer all the questions because sometimes we just don't even know what is the right question to ask. So if I were to leave you with a certain questions in mind, these would be it. What does growth mean to you? Whether you're a student or an entrepreneur or someone in the later stages of your business or professional life, what does growth mean to you? What does building a culture of positivity around technology mean for you or your organization? And how has technology evolved and what can you do to keep up with that technology as a leader? And how your leadership skills have to evolve as well to complement all the changes and all the transformations that are happening around us. And finally, how is it that in that world driven by AI, we can truly step up and be that leader of the future, be that human-centered leader, right? So a big round of applause to you to show up as humans and have that discussion. We want you to have that momentum going and keep connecting. And Cherie, can we give them some next steps to really make this concrete?
Yeah, keep motivated by thinking about your vision that you just created for yourself. And while you're doing that, think about what kinds of actions or commitments you can make. And I always say, just think of one. I know when you go to these conferences, you get kind of there's so many things to think about, right? And we talk about being mindful. Go home, do a little meditation. Think of the one thing that you can do right now that protects that 1 hour of time that you're looking forward to, right? We have control over this, guys. Nobody else does. And it's only going to start with us, right? So the possibilities are endless. Try to focus on one, commit to at least 1 or 2 actions and get it going. Nobody's going to do it for you. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over to my favorite partner.
Thank you, Cherie. And I will end this by telling you a story. because after all, we are storytellers.
We do.
That's what we do best. So here's a story for you. You see the picture here? This is a story about two tigers, not just the one in the picture. Two tigers, a man, some strawberries, and a rabbit. Interesting enough? Want to know more? Yeah, all right. That's my beep. So I will talk over the beep and tell you the story. The tiger is running after this man, scaring the man to death, and the man runs away and sees that there's a cliff, jumps over the cliff to escape from the tiger, and is lucky enough to grab on this sturdy vine and hold to his dear life at the edge of the cliff. And he looks up, and the tiger is not really giving up. So he has no way of going up because the tiger is persistent and it's waiting for him. And he looks down. Remember the second tiger? That's the tiger down there. So he cannot go up, he cannot go down. There is a tiger up top, there is a tiger at the bottom. He's holding on to his dear life, panicking to save his life. What happens next? Remember the rabbit? The rabbit comes and starts chewing on that vine.
He's having a bad day.
And now is having a really bad day, right?
Yeah.
Super panicked. And in that moment, he just feels the breeze on his face, is able to close his eyes, look around, and sees these lovely, wonderful red strawberries, the most scrumptious looking strawberries. So he decides to forget about the tigers and the rabbit, pick on the strawberry and enjoy it. Most delicious strawberries that he ever tasted in his life, and takes that moment to enjoy that strawberry. And you'll be wondering, Richa, where are you going with this? Like we heard about the tiger, the rabbit. What is this? It's an analogy. The tiger up top is your past. We all fear and live in the fear of our past actions, and that dictates our current actions. We always are scared of the future, the tiger at the bottom waiting for us. So there's always that fear of the unknown, the future. What does it hold for me? Is AI coming to get me, my job, my business? And then there's always something chewing on our time right now. That's your rabbit. And in that moment, a human-centered, mindful leader is one that can close the eyes, live in the moment, really meditate and be mindful enough to enjoy the small blessings in life. That is your strawberry. So I'll leave you with that thought. Please be a human-centered leader. Enjoy your time now, count your blessings, and keep talking, keep connecting. Thank you so much for having us here.
Thank you guys so much.